Last time on the American Crappie Trail. Hurricane Laura struck southern Louisiana on the night before day one, raising the water levels and changing the playing field. But the ACT on the Ouachita River prevailed, and on day two, Robert Carlisle took home a brand new Ranger boat and over $26,000. The B&M Angler of the Year has Bass Tank team member Robert Carlisle in front of the pack with 394 points, followed by Jones and Reynolds with 392. Capps and Coleman are in third with 387. Millennium teammates Hughes and Riddle are in fourth, with Tony and Mike Shepard in the fifth slot. All of this can change with a single tournament, and Grenada Lake 2020 may be the one. Grenada Lake is a 36,000-acre man-made lake constructed for flood control. The lake has lots of structure, standing timber, and is nationally recognized as a top crappie fishing destination.
Grenada Lake has some of the best crappie that I've ever been at. You know, just pre-fishing, I've caught 2 or 3 that went in the 2.5 pound class.
Pre-fishing was pretty good, and I think it was good for a lot of people. But they also scattered out, and just got to cover a lot of water and hope we can find them. Hope they're still out there.
Pre-fishing went pretty good. We caught a ton of fish. We've gotten a lot better using the live scope. It's a lot easier whenever there's a lot of fish out there to catch.
There's a lot of big fish here. They're scattered though. That's what we found. There ain't a big concentration of anything really. You got to hunt for them.
We've eliminated a lot of water. We have a really solid game plan going into it, and hopefully our game plan pans out for us today, man.
I love Grenada, my most favorite lake in the United States.
Buzz been down here all week. I got in a little bit late. We're gonna see if we can't pull day one off. American Crappie Trail. Let's go.
Welcome to American Crappie Trail right here at Grenada Lake, land of the giants. I don't need to say a whole lot more about this place, but I'm gonna tell you, crappie fishing's changed from the tournament aspect over the last year. The guys are using a lot more electronics, they've went to a one-pole technique, and they're pinpointing the biggest fish in the lake. You're gonna see a lot of action here, you're gonna see some giant fish. Stay tuned to this episode of American Crappie Trail right here on Grenada Lake.
The May 2019 Grenada Lake tournament had to be postponed due to massive flooding in the area, and the rescheduled October event was no less soggy. Yet last year, Matthew Rogers came out on top fishing solo, winning on Grenada with 31.2 pounds, less than a pound over the second place finisher. He's back this year at his first ACT tournament since that win.
Fish are so spooky today. Last year they weren't near as spooky. I actually won this event, and I'm fishing the same area I was fishing last year, but the water is 3 foot higher. I've got a pretty good one right here in front of me right now. They seem to stay about 25 to 40 feet away, which I've been pitching a lot to them, but I'm up here in this shallower water. I'm gonna be fishing like 16, 17 foot of water. It's a lot easier. They're a little deeper in the water column. I think they're a lot less spooky, but you get up here in this shallower water, they're super, super touchy about everything. Stop. Man, if that one would stop, that would be nice. It'd help a lot. You know, I've heard of several big stringers coming out this week, and we've seen a fish that would probably go 2 3/4, maybe even a 3 pound fish, and that was actually up here right where we're at. Actually, I think we're gonna make the move now to go down the lake. So whoever wins this, they earned it. They worked their butt off.
Lucas Marine Oil. It's the only oil fortified with unique Lucas additives. Just like Major League Fishing, it's environmentally friendly. Lucas Oil means purpose-built, high-performance product. It meets all manufacturers' specifications also. Not running Lucas Marine Oil is like fishing a tournament without a boat. Lucas Marine Oil, it's that good.
General Tire was born more than 100 years ago, right here in America. We've spent the last century tackling every kind of road this country has to offer, and especially the places without roads. So you know that with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Clean up your toughest messes super easy, super fast. Only Super Clean is formulated to do the work for you. Just spray it on and watch the grease and grime wash away. Super Clean is the only cleaner degreaser that is scientifically formulated to kick any mess to the curb, so you can move on to more important things. For all of your greasiest, grimiest, toughest tasks around the house, shop, or garage, Super Clean gets the job done. Super Clean, super easy, super fast.
B&M Poles, the #1 crappie pole company in the world. More tournament wins than any other crappie pole. BNMPoles.com. The American Crappie Trail is brought to you by Lucas Oil Marine Products. Made in America, sold to the world. B&M Fishing, quality, performance, and service for over 70 years. Millennium Marine, the difference is in the details. Super clean, super easy, super fast, super clean. Racetrack, whatever gets you going. And these other fine sponsors. Welcome back to the American Crappie Trail. The racetrack team of Shannon Beckman and Kyler Beckman are ACT regulars and are using minnows and single poles with live scope.
I'll tell you one thing that I really love about the American Crappie Trail this year is that they've made it a blast-off start in the morning. And in my eyes, I mean, there's just no other way that you can be as fair in a fishing tournament as this. And I mean, the energy whenever you're sitting there and the national anthem's going off, I mean, just get pumped, ready to go. That's probably my favorite part of the morning is standing there, national anthem playing, and I start getting excited, ready for the day. Only way to have a tournament, I think. It's early right now, and when it's early like this, these fish are moving and feeding, I mean, crazy, just zipping around, eating shad. You can watch them eating shad on here. They're just really hard to keep up with right now. As the sun gets higher, they'll settle down and they'll just kind of stand out here for you. Right now, we don't have what we want in the box right now, but it's still early, and we've got a lot to gain. It should get better and better as the day goes on. Here's a small one right here. Right under, back in there. Try to find a bigger one.
Ain't big enough.
Ain't big enough. Not near big enough for what we're looking for. But she'll get to riding the Trident for a little while.
The Lucas Oil Outdoor Line team of Blackley and Porter are using a mix of techniques.
Now this looks like a good sized fish.
Both have used spider rigging in the recent past and are now getting used to the new tech and how that affects the way they approach fishing the lake.
Here it comes. Can I get it? Big one? When we was just fishing, put poles out the front and go fishing, it wasn't hardly as bad. But since live scope, I mean, there's nothing left. When you go through an area, a lot of times it ain't been hit. And we've come from just having a depth finder to know how deep it is to now we're singling out individual fish and catching them. Boat position is first thing you got to learn. Second thing, you got to be able to get your jig. You're talking about one little bitty 1/8 ounce jig and 12 foot of water going down to one place on that fish's head where he's gonna bite it. Here he comes. Good. Sometimes we can tell how big they are and sometimes we can't. I never did really think he was huge. But he's a fish.
ACT tournament veterans Jason and Parker Eichwurzel are experiencing the same frustrations as everyone else. They can see the fish, and they can also see them scatter.
The fish are they're really on the move. You'll catch a few that's just sitting there, but really, most of these big fish, they're on the move. They like to run a lot. But all the ones we've caught, all of them have been sitting still.
Joe and Jeanette Carter have been fishing together for nearly 25 years. They picked up a live scope early this year and are still trying to work the technology into their strategy. In the meantime, they're using multiple poles and enjoying their time on the lake. For the Carters, this tournament doubles as their vacation. When we return, we'll check in with the winner of the Ouachita River Tournament, Robert Carlisle. That's coming up next on the American Crappie Trail. From the tackle store to your truck, to your boat on the lake, back to the ramp, and all the way home. Angle Coolers have you covered.
Hello everybody, I'm Bill Dance. You know, I've been fishing for more than 60 years now. I know how to keep comfortable. Millennium Shade Tree Umbrella Holder will hold your shade tree umbrella shaft precisely where you need it, whether you're fishing from your own pedestal seat or Millennium's double seat sidekick. Trust me, this device will hold the umbrella perfectly while you hold the fish, of course. Millennium Shade Tree Umbrella Holder. You're gonna love it. To find out more about other great products from Millennium Marine, check them out at millenniummarine.com.
Getting a high-quality, American-made product at one of the best price points in the industry, customer service that's second to none. More importantly, they flat out catch fish.
Hi, I'm Pro Angler Mark Rose.
And
that's
I'm
Pro Angler Andy Montgomery.
Hey.
You want your buzzbait to track true and squeal like a stuck hog? Use some Lucas Marine gear oil on it.
Man, that candy bar looks good. What do we say? Safeguard with ethanol treatment. With ethanol fuel conditioner. Surely we got one in there.
You want your outboard engine to be in better condition than Andy Montgomery?
What'd you say?
Use this.
5,294.
Lucas Oil, made in America.
Sold to the world.
The American Crappie Trail is brought to you by Lucas Oil Outdoor Line. Superior protection, superior performance. Mercury Marine, the official engine of the American Crappie Trail. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices. General Tire, anywhere is possible. Power Pole, total boat control. Angle Coolers, the original roto-molded high-performance cooler. And these other fine sponsors. Welcome back to the American Crappie Trail. Robert Carlisle picked up the win at Ouachita while fishing solo and is hoping to perform as well here on Grenada Lake. the land of the giants.
That win was amazing. I was shocked. Grenada has been awesome to me, so I had high expectations of coming up here and just rocking my world. It ain't happened. I've been struggling to find 2-pound fish all week. I just thought I could drop the trolling motor and go. Finding a few fish, I'm just not finding 2-pound fish. On this lake, if you're not catching 2-pound fish, you're kind of not in the game. Trying to be very selective about the fish that I fish for, because I get distracted with these guys that are 1.5 pound, 3/4 fish. That's a good one, actually. That was a better fish than I thought it was. Still not a 2-pounder. In what world do you live in that you're releasing those fish? Only on Grenada.
The Angle Coolers team of Terry and Cole Stewart have fished the ACT for years and are excited to be back on Grenada Lake.
Thankful to be out here fishing with my man. I tell y'all, one of the things I saw this morning, this old boy been fishing with me for a while, but I don't know if I ever seen him as excited setting up this morning. I mean, he was hustling, man. He was ready to get that pole in the water, and hey, that tickles me more than anything, just to see these young folks out here wanting to do this, and we're glad to be out here. So we're trying to get 7 fair fish. We got 2 2.25 and a 190. So we're okay. You always want to have your 7 fish, and that'll relax you a little bit. Right now they seem to be feeding pretty good, moving, and they're hard to keep up with when they're constantly moving. But it seems like as that sun comes up, they'll just start hanging out there and hang with us right here. We got one on the screen. Let's see if Cole can catch him. He's looking at it. There he is. Easy. God, dog. There, man. Hey, ain't no giant, but we're taking for our number 4 fish.
Yeah.
Good job, brother.
Whoa.
Hey, good job.
Josh Jones and Josh Reynolds tend to dedicate themselves to one general area of a fishery and stick with it. Today, the crappie are testing their patience.
Dude, there's fish everywhere. They just won't stop moving. So we pretty much had a game plan in mind before we even came. Google Earth, Google Images, we saw the lake on a map when it was low. And there's just tons of sloughs out here and little creeks and arms. And all we're doing is we're just staying in these little ditches. And it might only be a foot difference from everything else, but it's holding a bunch of fish. These fish are really spooky right now. They're not afraid of the trolling motor. They're not afraid of anything but the boat splash. And there's hardly any splashing going on. So as long as you're super quiet, the fish will stay still. But even walking on the deck of the boat will scare the fish. It's funny how they're everywhere and we're still not catching that many. They're just moving around like crazy. And he is moving. We're going 1.2 miles an hour. I'm barely keeping up with him. They're moving so fast, you can't hardly get on them. Nerve-wracking. It's so difficult.
Counting nationals, this will be our 5th ACT. We fished 2 at Kentucky Lake, and this will be our 2nd one at Grenada. And then, of course, we fished Sardis back in June. Last year was our first time on Grenada, and we had a great first day last year. It putting us in 4th place, and the storm kind of killed us that 2nd day. But this is our 2nd trip here. I'm beginning to see what they have. You can quickly grow a love-hate relationship with it. But, whoo, Lord, that's 2 times that fish came up and looked at that bait, and then just swam off. We got in this area yesterday and caught 8 good fish pretty quick, and this was all we had coming into it. You know, whether we go shallower or deeper or something, you know, we could always do that, but it seemed this little 10-foot run was where they were at, and we ain't had a bite in, what, 2 hours, I guess, or longer. And finally, he seen one on the screen. I mean, it was, if it ain't 2.5, I ain't 150 pounds. I mean, it was a big one. And then just right after that, the next pitch, he caught another one. But that's the only 2 we got in live well right now.
B&M Poles, the #1 crappie pole company in the world. More tournament wins than any other crappie pole. BNMPoles.com.
Clean up your toughest messes super easy, super fast. Super Clean Floor Absorbent is formulated to do the work for you. Just apply and watch the spill absorb in minutes. Super Clean Floor Absorbent weighs only 3 pounds, so it's easy to pour and store no matter how messy the situation gets. For the 1-2 punch and stain fighting, follow up with Super Clean Degreaser for a like new finish. For all your greasiest, grimiest, toughest tasks around the house, shop, or garage, Super Clean gets the job done. Super easy, super fast, super clean.
Groundbreaking designs, unsurpassed quality, and unshakable confidence. Welcome to the Ranger Z500 and Z100 series. Leading the industry for over 50 years, these rigs are custom crafted and loaded with more features and advantages to deliver the ultimate ownership experience. The legendary Ranger Z series. Unleash next level performance. Mercury, go boldly.
Born for competition. Perfected on the racetrack. For whatever your road looks like, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Hi, I'm Pro Angler Mark Rose.
And I'm Pro Angler Andy Montgomery.
You want your truck engine to last longer than a 3,000-yard bulk spool of line?
Lucas Oil, motor oil, long lasting.
Extra long lasting.
Should I say running smoother or running better? Running smoother might sound better. Smoother than a 3-legged thunder cricket coming through a treetop. Silence!
Say something about injector cleaner and hold up the bottle. Are we rolling?
Jeez.
Come on! Lucas Oil, made in America.
Sold to the world.
Welcome back to the American Crappie Trail. The Lucas Oil team of Kent Watson and Drew Morgan have been spider rigging prior ACT tournaments while learning the live scope tech. But on Grenada, the team has gone all in.
We had a good week of pre-fishing. Me and Drew are working on using one pole and this live scope. We haven't had a lot of time on the water with everything going on in the country. We've been busy at work. So we spent the week out here and we'd catch some good fish. Think we had it all figured out. Next day come out and you struggle to catch them. But we're starting to put everything together. You know, we're getting a little better. It's hard to not throw out the trolling poles on Grenada. I mean, I know we can catch them about as good as fish, no better than we are at the live scoping, but you know, we're not gonna learn and you're gonna have to be able to do this to compete. It's amazing how much the game's changing and how fast, but it sure is exciting.
Last year's Grenada winner, Matthew Rogers, has 7 fish, but upgrading hasn't been easy.
We've caught 2 or 3 2-pounders. We got 1390. We're seeing a ton of fish, tons of fish. It's just like 1 out of 20 bite for us maybe.
There's a fish on the side of that tree at 35 feet right now. You can barely see it. I don't know how big he is. Probably not a crappie. By its orientation, it's probably a catfish. The one behind it, however, that just showed up, now that's a crappie. We're gonna catch him. He moved. I don't know if he moved at my bait or if he moved away from my bait. He moved away.
The last fish has been caught, and it's time to join James Bryant at the weigh-ins.
And welcome to ACT 2020 Grenada Lake, brought to you by B&M Poles. Today, our goal is to find out who's going to make that top 10, and we're going to find out right away. Boat number 28, team of Mark Williams and Randy Harris. Strike King sponsored team have 7 fish today. They good ones, Mark?
Best we can do.
So they did the best we could do. Well, we're definitely going to get you on the scoreboard for one, and you're going to have a pretty good day here, it looks like. That's an awesome string, Mark. 1591. That puts you in first place right now. And next up, see if we can get up the board, is going to be boat number 30, Jeremy Aldridge and Nick Hudson. They have a 7-fish limit. And Nick, what do you think?
I hope it's good.
They do feel good. Yes, sir, you got up there. You're going to break that 16-pound barrier, I believe. 1604. How about that, huh?
I like it.
Scott Williams and Billy Williams to come up here. Boat number 27. They've got a 7-fish limit. And a great day one for you guys as well. 1569. Unofficially in third place right now. Not bad. Now we've got the Angle Cooler sponsored team of Terry and Cole Stewart. 7-fish limit for you guys too. They feel good. You caught them good, sir. Enough to take the lead. 1630 for Stewart and Stewart. Good job, guys.
Thank y'all.
Way to go. All right, next up we have Jason Clements and Austin Clements, boat number 31. Big fish today. Get him out of there. All right. Here we go. Gonna go 284, sir. 284. That is the current big fish right now. You got it. Let's hold that guy up. I'm gonna give him back to you over there. Look at that guy. He's a big one. Matthew Rogers. Hey, Matthew Rogers. How are you today?
How are you, Jamie?
Defending champion here at Grenada Lake, right? That's right. Did you get him?
Nope.
No. Let's see here. You did all right. How about 1549? That's a good day one start for you, right? You take it?
And with that, the day one leaderboard looks like this. Last year's winners, Rogers and Pipes, are in 5th with 15.49 pounds. Scott and Billy Williams are in the 4th slot with 15.69. Williams and Harris are in 3rd with 15.91. The newly formed team of Jeremy Aldridge and Nick Hudson broke the 16-pound barrier to put them in 2nd place with 16.04. And the father and son team of Stewart and Stewart lead day one with 16.3.
Well, we got lucky today with a good 7. We're live scoping. The fish are spooky. Luckily, the wind wasn't too bad today. We're just thankful we're in the spot we are, and hey, it can, anything happen tomorrow. We're gonna go out tomorrow and do what we did today, try to duplicate it, and hopefully get us 7 good ones tomorrow.
With more of the same weather tomorrow, it's another day of pressure on the fish. The anglers will feel the pressure too. The teams will have to fish hard and clean if they hope to take over the leaderboard tomorrow. We'll see you next week on Championship Saturday as the teams tackle day 2 on Grenada Lake, Mississippi, right here on the American Crappie Trail.